Hi guys, this is TinaGale here, and I have the Sketch It Out Thursday for the Crafty Maven Getaway. And I'm working with this inspiration piece here. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love all of the blues and the greens, and then just the touches of kind of the peachy orange coral color. This is definitely a color scheme that's not something I go to quite often, but it's really pretty. So I decided to go ahead and play off the colors in this mood board, as well as the leaf that's along the bottom. You'll see some of that come in the metal. So these are the papers that I've chosen to work with. This is the Basic Gray Typeset collection. You'll notice I have all of the blues and the greens. And I have the kind of orange coral color. This reminded me, which it's the back side of this paper, this reminded me of kind of the bottom two pictures on the mood board. And the metal that was from the swings, I pulled out. I'm not sure if I'm going to go silver or kind of the bronzy, but I've pulled these out to pull some metal. This is something else that I don't normally use on layout, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of play with that. And the rest of it, we'll just see how it goes. I'm also using this sketch here from Scrap Our Stash, so I plan on playing along with that sketch as well. So let's get going. The first thing I decided was I wanted to map my photo, and I was looking at some of the papers that I had pulled out and the inspiration piece, and I wanted to pull in some more of the green. So I chose this paper that's an olive color to map my photo, and I thought that would help really pop it up off of the blue and then the coral as well. I'm going to ink all of the edges. This is the Vintage Photo from Tim Holtz. This is one of my go-to inks. I really like inking my papers, and the last couple of layouts I don't think I've inked. But this collection's kind of a antique-y look and feel to it, just an older classic prints. So I decided it would be fun to go ahead and ink all of the edges with that little bit of brown. So I pretty much cut my papers with the idea of the sketch in mind, but also all of these papers had been cut into. So I just kind of cut them the sizes that they were already cut off, like they were cut into a V or something. Then I just cut that off to have a straight edge on the photo or on the paper that was left. And that kind of dictated which papers I was going to put where. I have to say this layout went together extremely quick. I'm on a deadline. It's been a few weeks since I've done a layout or a process video, and I needed to get this one done for this week, and I was feeling a little bit of pressure, and I just decided to go with whatever I found first. So I pulled up the mood board, the inspiration piece, and I went to my papers until I found some blues and some greens, and this was a collection that I had purchased not long ago. It was a perfect match to the colors on the inspiration piece, so I pulled it and stopped looking for paper. And then the assignment today was for a sketch, so I went through my challenge folder and I found this sketch and decided it was a sketch I wanted to play along with. I really liked the design of it, so bam, there was my sketch. The sketch had a place for 2 photos, but I had already pulled out some of the papers that I wanted to use, and it had this 3x4 card that I wanted to use for the journaling, so I decided 1 photo was enough. So I went to a box of photos that I had pulled out before I left on vacation, and I started thumbing through until I found just 1 photo in the box that inspired me, and it was this photo here, my daughter, when she was just a couple of years old, and our dog that we had at the time. And it was just a sweet photo, and I knew instantly the story that I wanted to tell with it, so I chose that photo and stopped looking. So I was really proud of myself because I can lollygag for a long time, but I decided today it was just, you know, make quick decisions. So again, that kind of went into play when I started cutting the sizes of my papers. I wanted to stay true to the sketch, but I also wanted it to just be quick and easy, and so I just cut those papers down where they, you know, where I had clean cuts left, and a couple of them I did trim more off, but once I had them, then I just started stacking them up according to the sketch and put along. And then the sketch had this little angled piece up at the top, but I really liked it, and since I didn't have a lot going on the page, and a lot of white space with this white background, which is something not really in my style or what you normally see with my layouts. So I wanted to add just a little bit more. I definitely wanted something along the bottom to kind of ground it. So I cut this one paper into a long rectangle strip and then cut it diagonally where I had a couple, and put those along the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to go to my sewing machine and stitch. So you can see here where I stitched across the top and across the bottom. I did a zigzag stitch across my 3x4 card just for something a little bit different. And I left the strings kind of out on those just for a little bit of texture and interest on that, again, because I didn't have too much going on the page. I had a lot of white space there with that background, which is something very different for me, and so I just wanted some little extras. Then with this collection, I have the sticker sheet, and so I just went through and I found this sticker that said "You and Me," and I decided that was perfect because this is a story about the relationship between my daughter and our dog. And the sketch had a couple of banner pieces, but again, I wanted to pull in more of that green, and there was a green triangle banner piece left on the sticker sheet, so I decided to add that down into the bottom. And then there was also the label sticker, and I put it up above the photo, and I also stitched across that, and I had to hold my breath because it actually went through the photo at the time, which is something out of my comfort zone as well. But again, I was just trying to make quick decisions and not, overthink every little thing. These little buttons here are part of the sticker sheet, and so I just took some twine and doubled it over and gonna pull it through and tie a knot, and then I pop dotted those up because I didn't want the buttons to be flat, because normally, buttons are very dimensional, so I wanted a little bit of foam tape underneath those to add that. Then I had this little tag thing here that it actually has where you could put a brad through it. And I did use my metal brads there, but I just folded them to the back so I didn't have to put them through my page. But that little sticker, it had more of that green that I needed to pull up there, and it had a little camera icon. And now that I'm finished, I'm thinking this paper has some camera prints on the paper, one of the papers, and I think I'm going to cut a couple of those out and put into the other embellishment clusters. I think that would look really cute, so I may go back and add that. But here I'm just adding another button, again, just to repeat that and to add some different textures down here because it was pretty much all flat or stickers. I did the same thing, pulled some twine through, put it up on a pop dot. And then the arrow sticker says important stuff, and I just have it again at the bottom. I was trying to carry the journaling and tie it into that other little "You and Me" sticker kind of as a subtitle. And I wanted to add some more metal, so these are metal brads. And I don't mind poking holes through my pages, and I will do it. But these, the brad, the prongs part, are pretty easy to pop off, so I just took my pliers and popped those off and used a glue dot to put that down so I didn't have to put a hole in the paper. Then I decided I want a little bit more of the darker blue up there, and so I pulled another one of the label tabs, and I'm going to tuck it up underneath the green. And so now I'm just kind of checking my triangle. I have that green in the flower off to the left, the green on the tab, and the green on the banner below. So that's kind of circling around my photo and what I want you to look at, which is my daughter and our dog. And then I also have it repeated where you could go to that top cluster on the left, top left as well, so that you could repeat that. And now I'm just ready for my title and journaling. And I took this alphabet sticker sheet and I did the large blocks, but they were really, really big. So I kind of stuck them up together and then I trimmed them down and inked them. And so our dog's name was Anna Marie. And so I just started the story off with her name and then just went straight into my journaling. And that's going to complete this layout. So I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out the Crafty Maven Getaway every day of the week for more inspiration. And if you'd like to see more of me, you can check out my channel, Tigger's Teachin', and all of the links will be down below. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon. Bye!